Alright. Okay, so for question 1, we have 1/2 parenthesis x minus 4 squared minus 18 equals 0. So firstly, we're going to plus the 18. So we end up with a half parenthesis x minus 4 squared equals positive 18 because we added it. Then next we're going to have to multiply 1 over 2 by its reciprocal, which is 2 over 1. And we're also going to have to do that to 18. So then the half just cancels out. So then we have x minus 4 squared equals 9, because 18 divided by 2 is 9. Then to get rid of the squared, we're going to multiply x minus 4 by the square root. So then we'll end up with x minus 4 equals, and then we're going to have to square root the 9 as well. So we're going to get plus minus square root of 9. Oh, my bad. Square root of 9. So then we have to plus the 4 to get the x on its own, which is x equals 4 plus minus the square root of 9. And we know the square root of 9 is 3, so we just take that out. So it's x equals 4 plus minus 3. So we'll have two solutions. So we'll either have 7 or 1. Done.
Alright, so now we're gonna do two square root method problems. First is gonna be an easier one. So it is wait a minute. 2x squared plus 3 equals 131. Alright. So, well, first off, my handwriting looks kind of bad, which I'm ashamed, but it's all good. And second off, you're going to do minus 3 from both sides. So, minus 3, and then that should give you 2x squared equals 128. And then on both sides, you are going to divide by 2, which should give you x squared equals 64. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add in the square root. So the square root, we're going to square root this side, square root the x, so that the 2 goes away, and then we got x equals plus minus 8. Horrible handwriting, but that is your answer. Alright, so on to the next equation. We got parentheses 3x plus 6, parentheses close, to the power of 2 minus 18 equals 0. There we go. Alright, so first what we're going to do is we're going to flip this. So it's going to be plus 18 right here, plus 18. So then the equation becomes 3x plus 6. Oh, hold on. Alright, there we go. Dang. Handwriting looks a little bit horrible, but it's all good. Alright, so that'll become the equation. And then what we're going to do is to take away the parentheses, we're going to square root both sides. And then it will become 3x plus 6, so parentheses goes away, equals plus minus square root 18. So we have to break down 18, and then that would be 9 times 2, 3 times 3 times 2, so that would be 3 radical 2. Alright, so now that we have that, we're going to move down further. So then now, this will become right here, 3 radical 2. But first we have to minus 6 from both sides. Yeah, minus 6 from both sides, so it'll be 3x equals negative 6 plus minus 3 radical 2. All right, so now the greatest common factor right now is 3. So before that, we're actually going to divide both sides by 3. My bad. And now the greatest common factor will be 3 within here. So what you're going to do is feel the love. Let me draw my little heart. And then we got x equals -2 plus minus, and that'll be 1. So you don't exactly have to put the 1. So we're not going to. Radical 2. And you don't have to put the 1 either, because 3 divided by 3 is 1 again. So you don't have to put the 1 under. And then that should be your answer right here. Thank you for watching. Okay.
What's up, guys? We're going to be doing quadratic formula. So we have -2x squared minus 8x minus 10. So first what we want to do is we want to set up A, B, and C so we know where our number's at. And then we're going to set that up in the quadratic formula. So you get x equals -8 plus or minus square root of -8 minus 4 times -2 times -10. Oh, sorry, I forgot about that. 8 squared. And that's all over 2 times -2. So first thing you want to do is take care of what's inside of this radical right here. So what we're going to end up with is you get -8 squared, so that's 8 plus or minus. So -8 squared would be 64, and 4 times -2 times -10 gives you -80. And of course, 2 times -2 is -4. So that leaves you with 8 plus or minus square root of right.
Yeah, -16.
8 plus or minus square root of -16 over -4. So now what we have to do is -16, radical -16 is the same as radical 16 times radical -1. And so you poke out the I, and that leaves you with 8 plus or minus 4i over -4. So what we want to do here is we want to feel the love, and that will bring you to the 4 goes into 8 2 times, so we have, and since it's a -4, you have -2, and the 4 cancels out 4 up here, so you're just left with the I, so you get 2 plus or minus I as your final answer.
Okay, so finally, gonna do some factoring. We got 2b squared minus 7b equals 4. Okay, alright, so first off, to get everything on the same side, we're gonna minus the 4. So we get 2b squared minus 7b minus 4. We've got to keep it in that order to keep it in standard form. Alright, so then we're gonna factor it, or we've got to make sure this is equal to 0 though first. Alright, so we're going to do some decomposition. So we got -8 on the top because we got 2 times -4, and then we got -7 on the bottom because it's just b on its own. So then two numbers that multiply to get -8 and add to get -7, we got -8 and 1. So then we put that back in. So we have 2b squared minus 8b plus 1b minus 4 equals 0. Then that goes into, so we got 2b, pull out the greatest common factor there, and then we got b minus 4, and we're going to have plus 1, b minus 4 again, equals 0. Okay, then we're going to pull out the common one there, so we got b minus 4, which is the same, and then we have 2b plus 1, 2b plus 1, make that all equal to 0. Then, alright, so we're going to solve it, so we got b minus 4, so b has to equal to 4, so b minus 4 equals 0. Then 2b plus 1, we're going to have b equals negative 1 over 2. And then we're done factoring.